Hello my beautiful crafty friends. Today, really simple video today. Today we're going to be doing the bokeh technique. It's been done numerous times. I've seen many videos on it, but it is still so cool. I am mesmerized by it, even though it's so simple, so easy to do, but it really creates some stunning, awesome effects. So we are going to do that today. So this is what I'm talking about. You know, when you take a photo, it's primarily in photography. Take a photo and you get the like lens flary kind of light thing going on there. So the bokeh effect. It's a really cool filter in a lot of editing programs and stuff as well. Alright, so that's what we are going to do today. For those of you new to my channel, my name is Katya, and here at Lunar Sun Creations we do all kinds of paper crafts and mini albums and stamping things and such like that. And so that's what we're going to do today. Some stamping stuff. Alright, so first all you need is some cardstock. I'm just using a very simple 80-pound weight white cardstock that I've already managed to get mucky. I put gloves on and I already managed to get stuff on my gloves. It's amazing how fast I do that. You need some inks. I'm going to be using some Distress Oxides today. I'll tell you the colors as I use them. We're going to need some blending brushes. You can also use just the traditional ink daubers with some ink blending pads on there, or you could just go straight up and use some like makeup sponges. So use what you have. Any of those things will work. And then you just need a piece of paper where you cut out some various sized circles. You can do this out of acetate, or in my case I just did it out of a scrap piece of cardstock, the same cardstock, and it works just great. You don't have to have any special tools. If you don't have acetate, that is fine. You can either, I used a circle die with various sizes to cut these out, but if you don't have that, you can literally take something, my coffee cup for instance, and just trace around it and cut it out. And then there's another various size. You got it, like you'll find circles all over your house, so you know. You don't have to have a fancy circle die. You can just use anything you have around your house to trace and cut out some circles. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to do one. I haven't done one in, I've done a few now just to try it, but I haven't done one in really dark colors yet. So I'm just curious what will happen with that. Oh, before I continue, the most important part that you need that I almost forgot to tell you about is the white ink. I'm going to be using scrapbook.com pigment ink. Use, again, whatever white ink you have. I've tried a few different ones to different degrees. I'll try a couple just to show you the different effects that they have. I've got another one here, a Stazon Cotton White. So this is a solvent ink, so I'll kind of show you that one as well, just so you get an idea of what the different inks do. So first I'm going to go in with a fairly dark one. I'm going to go in with some black soot and some hickory smoke in the Distress Oxide, just because I am curious what it will look like with some darker colors. Alright, so I'm going to start with the hickory smoke simply because once the black soot is on a brush, there is no getting it off. So I'm just going to start laying down some ink, starting off the page. And I find that this technique does work best if the ink is a fairly thick coating, like a fairly thick layer of the ink. And I'm wearing gloves both because I don't want to get fingerprints on my work, which is really easy to do with these Distress Oxides, but also because I haven't been able to get to the nail salon and my nails are pretty bad right now and I don't really want you to see them. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the black soot. Actually, I'm going to use a whole new thing because I know I don't want to use this for anything else once there's black soot on there. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with the hickory smoke and just kind of blend those together just a little bit better. They don't have to be perfect. This technique is fairly forgiving. Okay, fairly happy with that. Now we're going to come in with our, actually I'm going to give that a bit of a dry first, and then I'm going to come in with my white. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the Stazon White. I've got my little ink blender that is specifically for my white inks. Okay, so that is that one, and then I'll show you the other one. I just find like it's a little, I don't know if you can see that, it's a little bit brighter right off the bat. So it totally depends on what kind of look you're going for, I suppose. So I like to do the smaller ones first when I have a lot of ink on my brush, and then go in and do the larger ones, because in a traditional bouquet, the smallest bits of light would be the brightest. So you want the first ones you put down to be quite bright. And then as you get smaller, you would use the smaller ones. Sorry, as you, that didn't make sense at all. I got too into what I was doing and wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. As you use the ink, you'll want to use the bigger holes so that you have less ink on them, is what I'm trying to say. Without much success. Now, I found it best if I did a whole bunch of them and then let those dry, and then I came in again afterwards and kind of redid some of them. And it's good to overlap some of them as well. Okay, I might leave it like that for the moment, and once it's completely kind of dry, I might go back in and add a few more, but it's pretty effective. It looks really, really cool. And then because it is oxide inks, you can go in and do some like water splatters if you like. I'll just show you that on, actually, you know what, I'm going to show you on one of the ones that I've already done. I don't know if I want water splatters on this one. This is one that I did previously. I don't necessarily want water splatters on that other one, so I'll just show you on this one instead. I'm going to take a paper towel and blot those. And it gives you that cool kind of mottled kind of look. Alright. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this up and I'm going to do one more and then we'll make some cards. So I'm just going to close this up. Okay, so let's do one more. This one, I kind of want it to look like a sky and then some grass down here. So we're going to go with Tumbled Glass and Stormy Sky up near the top, and Bundled Sage and Rustic Wilderness somewhere down on the bottom. So let's get that happening. And now we'll go back in with our whites. And I might go back in later on because you always want the smallest circles to be the top layer. So if you are overlapping any of them, like I'm going to go back in afterwards and kind of redo any circles that I want to be on top. Okay, now I'm just going to go in with a couple of the small ones that I want to be on top. So I really want those to be quite prominent on top. They will dry a tiny bit lighter than this. Okay. think I'm happy with that. Alright, so you can add a few more if you like. I might add one more here and there. I'm just going to let it dry and see how it looks when it's dry, because sometimes they lighten up a little bit. Okay, let me just show you the cards that I came up with using our bouquet backgrounds. So this one's my favorite. This is doing I stamped with the Versamark ink and then heat embossed in black. I used this Lavinia fairy stamp. I can't remember what her name is though. And then I also used this stamp set from Inkadinkado, and it is called Meadow. Okay, so just the 2 stamps. That's all I used on this one. But then I thought it kind of looked a bit like a night sky. And we can pretend that this is the moon up here, I guess. So I thought that one turned out really cool. I quite like it. This was my first attempt with these stamps. I just did just plain stamping, but they were new stamps, and so they did that weird bubbling thing with the ink and they didn't turn out right, and then I accidentally moved my stamp and my paper in the positioner, and so now she's got 4 legs. So, I mean, we could pretend that she's just like swinging her legs, but I thought I'd try and redo it. Didn't quite work out. I mean, I'm sure 4-legged fairies probably exist somewhere, but I thought I'd redo her. And then I took a, where is it? I used a Hero Arts Fancy Dies. And does she have a name? I don't know if she has a name or not, but it's a really cool fairy border die. So I used that. I cut that out of white cardstock on here. I did not realize though that the glue, my glue that I used, kind of seeped out in a few places and caused some discoloration. I might just add some water splatters to this, and maybe that will kind of hide that a little bit. I used the purple one for that, and it does hide quite a bit of the actual bouquet itself. I maybe should have gone over some of them with the white again first, but I still think it looks quite cool. And then I did one in the blues, and I just used this stamp set here. It's from Forever in Time, just a butterfly stamp set, and I used a sentiment from another Forever in Time stamp that says, "There's always a reason to smile." So very, very simple, but quite effective. I maybe should have gone around the edge with some black ink possibly, but I kind of like it just the way it is at the same time. And then I put this one through an embossing folder. It is the Altenew Mega Succulent embossing folder. So I put that through the embossing folder and then went over it with my finger with just a little bit of like a gold, oh, not gold, aged brass. It's Art Alchemy metallic wax, so in aged brass. So I just took some on my finger and just went over the raised edges, and then I cut out a hello die from Frantic Stamper, and I used that on this. I just embossed it, heat embossed it in gold and stuck that on there, and the detail on that is really quite cool. I think that looks awesome. Alright, so those are the cards that I made using these are all my little scraps of the leftovers of the bouquet. Didn't use this one at all. I decided I'm not sure if I like this one or not, but and then I'm going to keep all these scraps because I'll use them for something else in the future. So I really hope that you like this tutorial. Old technique, but a really, really good one. I love it, and I hope that you love it as well. So thank you for joining me. More tutorials coming up very soon. I'm hoping to have a bit more time. I mean, I say that every time, don't I? I do say that all the time, that I hope I have more time. Someday I will. So there you go. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.